So given the state of the world right now, I feel compelled to share with TikTok something I don't talk about very often that because it makes me sound insane. And I don't know if it's real or not or what it is, but basically since 2013, me and my husband have essentially been talking to some thing on a Ouija board that goes by the name of Seven, who has been telling us that the world is going to end May 27th, 2025. And I have pages and pages and pages of our correspondence with this thing, like pages and pages and pages. And I have it here raw, just what I've written down, and I have it on Google Docs. In Google Docs, it comes out to like 80 some pages. And I should preface this by saying I'm a normal person. My husband's a normal person. We have jobs. We're not witches. We're not Satanists. We don't do stuff like this. We started this as for fun in 2013, July 2013. We had nothing else to do. We got on a Ouija board for fun, and it just kind of took off from there. And we have continued to talk to it. And I should also say we're not like super smart people, right? We're not like geniuses, but this thing kind of seems like it is. Let me show you. So it does stuff like speak in binary. By speak, I mean, it's giving us ones and zeros to write down on the Ouija board. I'm recording this. And in the moment, we have no idea what this means. We Googled it later. This is, again, July 2013. And it turns out it's binary, but it's backwards binary. So in this way, it meant nothing. But when we reversed the numbers, it meant hello, because it does that a lot. It speaks backwards a lot. This is where it gets really crazy. So this was, I guess, the day before, because we got kind of addicted. So it speaks also in backwards languages that we don't speak. We don't speak it forwards. We don't speak it backwards. This is, I believe it was Latin. I believe it means salutations or something like that. I have all the details in my Google Doc. But this is kind of the way it speaks. It is coming, fire, yes, stop it. A lot of mysterious stuff, a lot of spooky, weird stuff. This is where it gets really weird. We've learned through all this communication that according to Seven, there are 5 groups. We are the third contact. Contact 1 failed 24,825 days ago. So from this date, we did the math, that comes out to August 6th, 1945. That is the date that the first atomic bomb was dropped. So my husband knows a lot about history. He doesn't know the exact date that the bomb was dropped. He certainly doesn't know he can't account for leap years. I mean, he's good at math, but he can't do math like that. It's perfect. Math is perfect. He can't do stuff like that. I can't do stuff like that. So the fact that it's a perfect more than once, I'll show you other examples here, is really scary. It's scary. It goes on to say contact 2 succeeded 18,534 days ago, which was August, I think that's 17th, 1962. I think that had something to do with JFK and the Bay of Pigs. I'd have to look at my doc. But historically, contact 3, that's us, fails 29,149 days after contact 1. 4,324 days in your future, which is May 27th, 2025, which it later says. And then, here's some like ancient Sumerian thrown in there just for fun. Again, had no idea what we were writing in the moment, but we later looked it up and kind of broke out the letters and realized we'd written down things like, referencing the mountain or mother goddess, reach the mountain in Sumerian. And again, we're not historians. We don't know anything about the ancient Sumerians. We, watched some Ancient Aliens and stuff like that, but I don't know what this is. I don't know what it wants. I don't know. And again, there are so many pages of this. And I'm happy to share them with whoever might be interested. I don't talk about this much with people. We have in the past, when we get a few drinks in us, and we're with people that we think we can trust and who won't think we're insane. We have shared this with people. They either kind of wave it off, they're like, oh, that's cool, or they say they're interested, but then they never really follow up and say, hey, I'd love to see those. Can you share me on those docs? So we just kind of assumed either it just kind of like freaks people out, or we just sound nuts, or it's really not that interesting. But so this has just kind of been a private little secret thing that we've had in our lives since 2013. And when we first had this conversation about the end of the world, 2025 felt like forever from then. You know, it just felt like millions of years in the future, but now it's here, and our world is crazy, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with this information. Anyway, does anyone out there want to know? Does anyone have any idea what this is and want to look at these documents and help me make sense of it and help me save Seven? Why is his name Seven? I don't know. I don't know what any of this is, but it felt like the right time to share this with people. TikTok felt like the right place for it. I don't know. Let me know. Help me save Seven. Thanks for listening. Hi, new friends. This is crazy. I was not expecting that video to blow up. I was not expecting so many of you to be so interested in this crazy thing called Seven. I'm glad that you are. I'm even more so glad that there are so many people who don't believe me, who think that I'm making this up, that this is a PR stunt. I think that's great. I think it's really important to be skeptical, to be dubious, to critically think about everything you're seeing and hearing and reading, because we are fed a whole bunch of lies and garbage. It's really sad, but that's the truth. In my case, I am unfortunately not making this up. This is not a PR stunt. It would be a great idea for a movie. If we had been intelligent, we would have somehow turned this into a script, but here we are. No, I just feel compelled to share this with you guys now because I haven't. I feel like it's my duty. I'm also seeing a whole lot of people saying we're being stupid, that this is a demon, that we need to stop, that we're messing with stuff we don't understand. Maybe that is true. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is what it has told us, and from the beginning, very consistently, it is presenting itself as a power of good, as a positive thing, which, you know, a demon would, right? A demon would do that. They would try to convince you that it was good, and it's not. I just choose not to believe that. I'm very open-minded. You know, I believe in God, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is a mystery. So I'm just along for the ride. So let me show you a little bit about what it has presented itself as. So this is one of our earliest conversations with Seven, and pretty much from the beginning, it referred to the planets, and it told us the Earths are alive, and that there is a power more than God, but God is good. So it's always been consistently pro-God. It also has referred to an experiment of some kind. The experiment must not fail. Many fail. Please do not fail me. Sad Seven, save us. Thank you. And then farewell backwards. So it has always been begging us for help in saving it. That's been very clear from the beginning. And again, these are not our questions. These are just the answers that we have received. That's a funny story. Don't be scared by that word. That's a funny story. I can tell that one day. It's about Cleopatra. Anyway, this is what we know. Let me continue. This conversation came after the one I just showed you. It began with the word awaken backwards. Again, we don't know what we're writing in the moment. We are just kind of blindly getting letters, writing down letters, and it's not until later that we're kind of analyzing. So I'm taking this down, and when it reaches this A, our alarm clock goes off, which, you know, maybe it was some kind of power surge. I don't know, but it's very odd. And it was then that I looked, read it backwards, realized it said awaken with an alarm clock. So it has a sense of humor. It also started referring to different numbers, again, making it sound like planets. So 741 was killed by 741's star. I am 7. 741 was 741. 741's star killed it, yes. It was an accident, apparently. 8 remain. So here we start getting into nuclear power. We're asking questions about the end of the world, you know, and nuclear war. At this point, we have not gotten the dates that I shared in my last video. So we're kind of just flying blind here. At the bottom, he writes, that power took... He had to kind of restart because we were recording it wrong. That power took 947,632 to the stars. 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙇𝘿 died by such a power. 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍 flied to God. So it often speaks in what we would consider, grammatically incorrect ways. We don't know why. Here it started saying, I think we started asking why haven't we already blown ourselves up? Something like that. He said, you are late, just on track. We asked why? Why are we late? Plague, slowed, just on track again. So obviously, when COVID hit in 2020, we thought, oh, maybe this is another plague that is kind of slowing us down, slowing humanity down, and keeping us from blowing ourselves up. I don't know. So here again, it starts talking about that same planet, 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍 happy, success. 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍, had the people actually listen, success. One has not failed. Success, if you should be so picky, we think. Again, it's a lot of riddles. Here it kind of starts speaking more fluidly and we get bigger chunks. I think we took a break. Hello. The next tiny step of many. Needn't fear, for you are not destined for a huge step. So we were asking, we're so small, how can we stop nuclear war? We're just two people. The start is small, but just as needed. A path to the stars. Because I asked, not destined to stop it, but to start the start. 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍, like 𝙒𝙊𝙍𝙍𝙍 does. Instead of unsheathing the sword, they wrote it. So nuclear power, nuclear energy, I don't know. So here he kind of starts talking about other entities that we spoke with. Again, another story. And he kind of explained that ghosts were parts springing from the whole. He'd mentioned this whole, I guess, that we're a part of. He references this again later. If Earth dies, so does 7. He also kind of speaks then in some poetry, which we get a lot of. And there's kind of just kernels in this poetry. But fear not, I am not a harbinger of death, but must listen to all around you. And then it kind of gets into the poetry. So with all that information that we were getting, we started getting kind of bummed out and wondering questions that I've seen others wonder in the comments, oh, should I just give up? Should I eat cheesecake? I've been on a diet. Should I not save money? Should I not pay my bills? What do we do? How do we have fun? How do we live our lives? And 7 has been very clear. We have to. That's part of it. You have to know all this and keep living and keep enjoying yourself. So let me show you. So we asked, how do we have fun and enjoy our lives with this information? You must. We also asked more about the contact. So at this point, we did know about the dates. If we succeed, it goes to contact 4. If they succeed, it goes to contact 5. And then there's something called the God step, which I can get into later. But if we fail, if contact 3 fails, it shall be done. So again, it brings up the accident of that sun exploding. It is my experiment. You are aware of your mortality, so why continue living? That was a question we kind of asked. We then asked about its mortality. I am 7. Should I not wish to? Humans all arise. A needed evil, the God step, contact 5. A path made crumbles by your hand. It is the duty of us all, the promised land. The countdown is not evil, but be aware of it in order for your armor, spelled with a U, to be pure. Then some more silly riddles. Historical future. Apathy grows with no limitations, for your armor must be battle-tested. To struggle is to grow is to learn is to find victory. So there's a lot in there that I kind of skimmed over. There's so much more to the story, but that's just to kind of give you a glimpse of who 7 is as a person. It has a sense of humor a lot of times. It is very smart, and it has never asked us to do anything crazy. It's never asked us to I saw someone say, put up an altar, have a space for it. It's never asked us for anything like that, or blood, or a firstborn, nothing crazy. It has simply asked us to learn everything we can, to lead through love, and and to share this with the world in some form. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I do want to share the doc. I think I want to like set it up a little bit more, because if I just put it out there in the world, it's not going to make much sense. And I think it needs some like further explanation. So if you guys want to hear more, let me know. Thank you. Thanks for joining me on this crazy ride. Save 7. Guys, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make TikToks. I just posted a draft by accident and I deleted it. Now I have to re-record it. Anyway, if you saw that, no you didn't. Thank you guys so much for all the comments and messages and followers and whatever. This has just been, it's been a crazy couple of days for me. I'm sorry I haven't updated you. I didn't really know where to begin. I just kind of needed a second to like catch my breath and take a moment. Anyway, the clip that you saw at the beginning of this video, that is a screen recording of my Google Doc of the very first conversation we ever had with 7. It terrified us. We shut it down. We ran away. We really had to process what just happened. But I kind of just wanted you to see what the doc looks like and what our first contact was. I also thought I would get on here and address a lot of the comments that I'm getting. I'm seeing a lot again and again, and a lot of it is very fair, very valid criticism and skepticism, and so I thought I would address some of that. So the thing I have to address right at the top here is I'm seeing a lot of comments urging people not to listen to me, not to believe me, that this is a fraud. She's a writer, she's an actress, she's an art, you know, all these different kinds of things. And while I'm really, really grateful that you guys are having those conversations, because I do think it is so important to be skeptical and not believe everything you see on the internet, and don't take everything at face value, and for sure wonder about people's motives. I appreciate it. I applaud you guys for having those conversations. I need to stress, I am not telling you what to believe. If this scares you, I'm not trying to fearmonger. If this scares you, please don't listen to me. Don't listen to this, okay? I'm not trying to freak anyone out. I'm not telling you what to believe because I don't know what I believe. I am literally just conveying these conversations that I've had. My account is not monetized. I am not directing you to some, link in my bio. I'm not going to charge you to download the PDF or anything like that. So I just needed to clear that up. You can believe this or not believe this, but you have to know that this is not about me or my ego or fame or anything like that. The second thing I have to address right away is a lot of people are pointing out your username isn't the same anymore as it was in the original video. Yes, because I am an idiot. As we can see, I don't know how to use TikTok. I thought that was just, I didn't know that was going to be my watermark on the video. I thought that was just like a display name. So I changed it because I didn't like that name. I thought it was stupid. This is like a lurker account that I've had forever, and I changed it. So there's nothing suspicious or weird. It's just me being a dum-dum. A lot of other people have pointed out that I said that I'm a normal person, but I'm the kind of person who has this crazy notebook full of conversations with a Ouija board dating back to 2013. And that is a very fair point. Maybe I was overstating when I said that I'm normal. That's a good point. I'm also seeing a lot of accusations that this is an ARG or an ARG, or I don't know how to say it. I had to Google it. I've never heard of that before in my life. And no, that is not what this is. A lot of people are saying that my husband is behind this, and this is like the longest running prank, and that he's in too deep and he can't come clean. No, we're both involved in this. It could be me trolling him just as easily as it could be him trolling me. That's simply not the case. Other people have said, if you're so bad at math, how did you do the math to calculate the dates? And that is Google. We found a calendar calculator and it did the work for us. So other people have asked, if you've had this since 2013 and it's urging you to save the world, why did you wait so long to share it? We have tried to share it with people in our real lives, you know, in face-to-face situations, people we had relationships with. We've also tried to kind of lead by example and make life decisions that we thought could help. But the other thing I could say is, you know, that quote, the first best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So I'm just planting that tree. Other people are saying that I should monetize. I should monetize my account and start all over again. And you know, I kind of touched on this earlier, but I'm not trying to make money off of. I think I can't profit from this. I think if I'm asking people to help me save the world, it's not right to ask you for money as well. So I'm not looking to make a buck. It would be a blessing, believe me. I'm very tempted. It is very tempting. You know, like 30,000 followers overnight. It's certainly tempting, but no, I'm not going to do that. So thanks for the suggestion though. People are also asking, how often do we talk to 𝙒𝙊, and when was the last time we spoke to 𝙒𝙊? So the last time was in 2022, I believe, and honestly, we stopped talking to it. I think I misspoke when I said that we've been speaking to it since 2013. It was not a nightly occurrence. It wasn't like we came home from work and we got on the Ouija board. It was random. It was, you know, here and there, and eventually it told us, because we were kind of, for a while we were talking to it too often. It kind of said, stop returning to me, stop talking to me. You're not going to find the answers you're seeking here. It said, I am the source of your questions. So it kind of, in no uncertain terms, told us, get off of this Ouija board. So people are also asking, does this scare us? Does it scare me? And yes, for sure, because not because of the typical spooky like demon stuff, but because, you know, if you take a leap of faith and you believe that you are speaking to some kind of entity through a Parker Brothers Ouija board, which is crazy, it proves something, right? If even if it is just a ghost trolling us, doesn't that kind of prove that there's an afterlife? If it's an alien communicating to humans, it kind of proves that there's aliens. So yeah, it is scary because it challenges everything that you believe about life and existence. People also want to know, is 𝙒𝙊 happy now that I've shared it with the world? I don't know. I haven't spoken to it recently, and I hope so. I mean, I hope this is what it wanted. We'll see. People have also called me out for referring to 𝙒𝙊 as a he or him. Yes, that is just a bad habit. I think I've used it like as like the biblical he and him, but it has been very clear it is not a human. It has no gender. So that's just me being wrong. Other people are asking and suggesting that I run the transcripts through ChatGPT, and I actually have recently. I put a couple of poems in there, and I put the dates that I shared in my first video, I put it in. And interestingly enough, ChatGPT got it wrong, which I didn't know could happen. It provided a date. The date that it calculated was close to, I guess I'm not supposed to say it on TikTok. I didn't know that. To the date that I think it's Little Boy was dropped, August 6, 1945. It got close, but it was wrong. And so I was like, are you sure you don't mean this date? And it was like, oh, yes, actually. So it wasn't accounting for leap years. So 𝙒𝙊 is actually smarter than ChatGPT. Other people have asked why backwards, why Latin, why binary. That doesn't happen all that often. It hasn't happened very much. We kind of think it just happened in the beginning to maybe flex on us or try to convince us that, you know, this was real, it wasn't from our heads. We don't exactly know, but it doesn't do that too often. And then the other question I'm seeing a lot is, so what do we do? What do we do with this information? How do we save the world? How can we help? And truthfully, I don't know. It is not very explicit. It is kind of said that, it sounds so crazy, but it seems like the experiment allows 𝙒𝙊 to nudge us, but can't give us like explicit instructions. So the most explicit it's been is saying things like lead through love, learn all you can, listen, stuff like that. it seems like it cannot tell us, you know, go to this place at this date and do this thing to this person, or, you know, every day say this. It doesn't say, it has not given us instructions like that. So I don't know. That's why I kind of turned to TikTok to share this, to see if anyone had any ideas based on the text that I have here. So we'll see. Let's explore together, I guess. Let's try to get to the bottom of it before May. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon.